This is called A Deadly Love. He had long brown hair, that kind that could trace a face and straw line. A smile that could light any room, even if there was no chance to remove the darkness in there in the first place. He was able to. There was something about his positivity that made her so grateful to be close by him, and I say that figuratively and quite literally. She worked late night at this dive bar he had never stepped foot in, until he realized she spent most of her time in there. They had been friends for a while now, but nearly everyone could tell that he had always wanted more. I believe she cared deep down for him, but the idea of losing that friendship nearly terrified her. It's been years, and although they lacked the consistency of seeing each other often in the past, you know that they were still inseparable when they were together. Every time something pushed them both away, life would bring them right back to one another, just like that slinky your kid learns about for the first time and won't stop playing with. The beauty of life, and watching him grow into this man she one day would hope a lady would be lucky enough to have. Nights continued to be spent with their friends, repeating bad jokes, consuming the finest alcohol until the sun would rise. Life was everything to them. In that exact moment, it was effortless bliss. Her hours spent at her job would never affect how close they truly were. The day she moved was the day he stopped seeing her as often. An hour away didn't seem so far until the realization that they were both growing up clicked in his head. They didn't have much time for each other anymore. She seemed to be focusing more on herself these days, although message after message was sent to her. I love him, but I'm so busy. I'll just get back to him later on, she would tell herself. But later on barely happened, and he sensed that they were losing touch. A few months after that, they didn't talk as much as before. Maybe it was the new town that was sucking her up and changing her, or maybe it was his new love. Little did he know this love would be what could kill him. Work was tough for her, and she was always there, but it wasn't like work back home. Back home, she had friends visit and hang out with her the whole time she was working, just so they knew she wasn't going to be all alone. She missed her friend. She missed the time spent together. Reaching out to him was tough. She felt as though her ignoring him on accident seemed like it was on purpose. But he wasn't the same guy she knew anymore. She could tell by the way their conversation would go. It didn't seem pure. He didn't seem pure anymore. On a late summer's night, the wind was blowing, and this always made her feel like bad news was going to just stroll right in. Ding! A message appeared on her phone. It was him. Geez, what does he want? She asked herself. I miss my friend. I need you in my life again. Please, he said. I miss you too. The lack of who he used to be pushed her away so hard that she didn't even notice what he had been getting himself into. A random person who never mattered to the both of them bumped into her at her job one night. His eyes were bloodshot and his mouth could only give information that would fill her in about her old friend. This guy used to be the biggest sketchball. She couldn't understand why he had to be the one to fill her in. What? He's doing what? She asked with a saddened look overwhelming her face. There was no saving him anymore. He had become who they used to hate and spend nights staying up talking about. They were those people that he used to call so selfish. Everyone knew she wanted to help, but he just couldn't stay away from his new love. A few months later, she gets a call from a mutual friend that they used to hang out with back home. Smiling, she answers, but the raspy voice on the other line just mutters, "He's dead. He overdosed." She hangs up. She didn't even know what to say. She only knew how to feel at that exact moment, and it was regret. Thinking to herself of all the ways she could have tried to prevent him, even though she knew she couldn't. As time went by, days got easier, skies got bluer, and her mindset got clearer. It was finally okay to her, and she knew that sometimes people cry out for help in mysterious ways. That was the weakness she felt that night. It would only help her get stronger, and so she did. She began looking for her friends to make sure they were always all right. It became a habit of hers. In the end, she just didn't want to see her friends get ruined by a deadly love ever again.